5 scary things that always happen when an economy collapses. Even in an economic stronghold like the United States, the possibility of economic collapse looms large. Now let's get into it. Number 1, kidnappings increase. Countries that experience an economic collapse typically see a spike in kidnappings as well. Kidnapping a person of wealth and demanding a ransom is one way for desperate people to acquire money when no other means of acquiring money are available. Number 2, pets go missing. Even if you can afford to continue feeding your pets during an economic collapse, there is still no guarantee that they will be safe. Few people have the skills or resources to hunt wild animals when food is scarce. Domesticated animals, however, make for much easier targets. Hospitals become overcrowded. Due to factors such as no garbage pickups, unclean drinking water, the spread of disease, inability to afford medications, and a spike in violent crimes, people tend to visit hospitals much more frequently during an economic collapse. Interstate trucking would halt. Factors such as an oil embargo or massive increases in robberies could grind interstate trucking to a halt in the event of an economic collapse. Unable to rely on trucks for transportation, stores would quickly run out of food and other essential supplies, leaving people who do not have their own stored up with few options for survival. Martial law is enacted. In an attempt to curb some of the violence and chaos that ensues after an economic collapse, the government will likely enact martial law and turn over the governance of the people to the police and military. In no way does this make life safer in extremely desperate times. And that is exactly why we should talk about
y'all really need to check in on those middle classers, because I'm telling you, I just went to the grocery store. I bought about 5 days worth of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some fresh produce, maybe a bag of chips and a gallon of juice. And let me tell you, $400. What? Half my check gone. You know, we make too much to get any EBT with any kind of government assistance, anything. I'm telling you, it's a hard life out here, especially for those middle class people. So y'all need to check in, because we out here hurting, okay?
No, inflation's getting out of hand when you go to your local mall and you see ads for Klarna plastered all over the place. It's really bad knowing that people have to finance just to make a fucking $60 shoe purchase at Foot Locker.
Am I taking blame for inflation? No.
Why not?
Because it was already there when I got here, man. Jobs were hemorrhaging. Inflation was rising. We weren't manufacturing a damn thing here. That's why I don't.
Good morning. Since nobody's saying this, I'm gonna tell you myself. I don't think you guys are understanding what's going on right now. Christmas is canceled. 2023 Christmas is canceled. Unless you're a millionaire, of course. That doesn't concern you. For us poor folks out here that was trying to make ends meet to make our kids happy, Christmas is canceled. You know what else is canceled? Thanksgiving is canceled. You want to know why Thanksgiving is canceled? As of November 1st, everything we used to buy for $1 is not going to be worth no damn dollar. Alexa, what are some things we import from China?
From businesstoday.in. The major import items from China are telecom instruments, computer hardware and peripherals, fertilizers, electronic components/instruments, project goods, organic chemicals, drug intermediates, consumer electronics, electrical machinery, etc.
She said etc. That means there's more, right? Everything you used to buy, let's say the phone's like $900 to $1,000, is gonna go up to at least, let me get my calculator. One second. So a phone right now is going for $1,200. That's like lowballing it, right? Times 50. A phone's gonna be worth $6,000. Is that right? No, that's wrong. $60,000 for a fucking telephone, bitch. If y'all don't get your flip phones like right the fuck now, you're fucked. You're fucked. Every simple little thing we used to get for the low, multiply it by 50 or 55. I don't know how they're gonna go about it, But they're not importing shit to us at the low price. My only question right now is my car going to stay the price that it is right now? Because if it's not, I might as well start biking right now. Because I'm not paying for it if it goes up any higher. My only advice would be to bulk up, stack up on as much as you can between now and October. Because as of November 1st, babes, we're fucked. Hence why Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, bitch, that shit's over. That shit's over. Your New Year's November now. Okay? Your New Year's November. We're fucked. We're big time fucked, bitch. Don't buy anything you don't need. Yo, wigs are gonna be expensive as shit. I need to order some now. A wig goes for $200 right now. $10,000 for a wig. Cut it down. Half of us don't even have 10,000 US dollars in the savings account. They're not telling us shit. They're not telling us. They're not saying this on the news. They want to calm us down. Okay. Remember when I asked Alexa, what are the things that we import? She mentioned drugs. Think about the people that are reliant on certain specific drugs. The insurance companies.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
I ain't talking to you, ho. Can you think about the amount of people that can't even afford their fucking health insurance and their copay? Can you imagine? Is health insurance gonna cover inflation? That's a valid question. I have to think about this because when you think about people going through withdrawals after being hooked on something that the doctors prescribe them, everyone's gonna go fucking nuts, bro. As of November, they don't give a fuck. If they don't burn us to death, we will kill ourselves. That's what they're banking on. Y'all, I'm leaving. But then where am I gonna go? Because other places are on fire too. And these niggas got lasers. So I'm kind of fucked here too. Hold on. I gotta think about this, but I had to tell you guys. I had to put it in your radar, because if you can't afford something now, imagine how you're gonna be able to afford it in November, babes.
If the last 40 years repeats itself, in 2063, we'll see these prices. A new car will cost about $136,000. The average rent will be about $9,000 a month. The gas price will be about $13 a gallon. An average home will cost about $1.9 million. And the average salary will be about $100,000 a year. Now look, we can laugh about these numbers all we want because they are pretty comical. But unfortunately, we live in a clown world. And this might just happen because inflation, like all other things, unfortunately compounds. Remember back in 2008 when the world was melting and Ben Bernanke came out with these huge stimulus packages, people criticized him because they thought, oh my God, $500 billion, that's wild. $700 billion, that's insane. And then whenever the lockdowns occurred in 2020 and we printed trillions upon trillions of dollars, they said the same exact thing. They're like, oh my God, that's insane. That's so much money. Well, the next time something happens and they pivot and they print money, how much do you think it's going to be? It's not going to be single digit trillion. It's going to be tens of trillions of dollars. AOC already said she wants to implement a $90 trillion spending initiative on climate. That should give you an idea of how much we are going to inflate this currency away over the course of time. Not only that, but our world is just getting harder. Gas prices are going to go up because, simply put, there's not going to be enough gas. Saudi Arabia is already reducing the amount of gas it's selling. Russia has cut off exports entirely. In the US, well, we just don't want to frack for shit here, which is a shame because we really could and our gas would be a lot cheaper. And unfortunately, gas goes into every one of these other things. It goes into how much your car costs. It goes into how much the rent is because you need gas for a lot of things that build a fucking house, or at least go in the house. So you see where this is going. If you don't start making and investing money now, you're never gonna get rich. And I'm saying this in a position of absolute fear. I am fearful every day that I'm not gonna make enough because quite frankly, we don't know how much it's gonna take. It might take an ungodly number that none of us are gonna be able to reach. And if that's the case, so be it. But we gotta try because there's no nobility in throwing in the towel. And I am not trying to be caught in this slavery mess.